All right, all right, all right.
So I did get those questions answered that you had.
Okay.
So they were on the market back in 2019.
Yeah.
And they had an unsolicited offer at 2.95 million for Contour and 2.1 for Allena.
All right. How come they didn't take the offers?
They thought that they can do better.
So they took it off the market, but now are they renovating those units?
The vacancies?
Excuse me?
You're asking in regards to the vacancies?
No, in regards to why they didn't take the offer, because they had an offer of 2.95 and they had an offer of 2.1, right?
Correct.
So
yes.
They didn't take the offers because they thinking they could get more, but they took the property off the market. So what are they doing to the property now that's going to make somebody pay more?
Understood. So I don't know what they're going to do, what they've done since 2019, but at that point in time, they didn't take the offer because they thought that they can do better with them thinking that the market was going to grow. So I don't know what the strategy was, but I can't ask that.
All right. Because the numbers I have right now, and this is just going by my underwrite. I haven't had to, I have not spoken with a property manager or a lender. Okay. I have not, and I haven't spoken with my insurance guy. So those three key people I have not spoken with. I know that you're in California. Do you have boots on the ground there in San Antonio?
I do have a connection as far as an agent. I connected about 2 or 3 clients there that I can reach out to that I have in my phone right now.
All right. So, but do they have the experience of going out there, knowing what to look for? If we were able to set up a tour, would they have the experience of commercial multifamily?
Correct. Yes, they are commercial agents.
Okay. No, commercial multifamily agents.
Commercial multifamily. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Great. Okay. So I believe that we could possibly, now the one that we're looking at right now is Contour.
Right.
Okay. The one thing that we have to take into consideration, because I don't know what they have done, such as plumbing and electricity, and I'm only going to call those two out because of the year.
Got it.
Right? 1949. These matter of fact, this is a Contour, and this one here is Allena. That's 1950. So we have some very old buildings here. So why am I pointing those out? Because if, say, electricity and plumbing has not been updated or in any way, then what we're looking at here, we're going to have to account for that right here in capital reserves, where and that's the reason why I put 400, right? Because if it's like 60, 70 building, I would usually go 350. When you start getting older, you're going to need to bump it up, because if something happened with them pipes, by them being old, something happened to electricity, that's going to be a very expensive
expense, right?
Expense, right? So, all right, but I honestly believe that I don't know if I'm going to be honest. I'm going to tell you the truth now. I don't think I'm coming in on, this is Contour right here, at a 2.9. I really don't. But let's see if what we could, well, okay. So for interior and exterior, right? I budgeted 7,000 per unit for interior, 4,000 per unit exterior. Now, if they have done renovations to these units, then we may be able to cut this back, right? We may not have to dish out 7 grand and 4 grand. And I do believe let me see, what did I do for Allena? Allena is a 5.4. I honestly believe for a 1950 building, it needs to be, my interior may need to be a little higher, and so forth. But I did budget 5.4 on this one here for Allena.
Okay.
It's 2.1. We pulled it off the market at 2.1. My numbers look decent. All right, let me finish one at a time. Okay, let me do one at a time. So I did not take into any account that we were going to have to do any kind of major things, right? Where we got to get permits, architectural designs. I didn't account for any of that. So that's why this is a 0, but I did still have to account for the renovation for the person, whoever the contractor is, the manager right here, that's going to be overseeing this work up here, right? I also accounted for $300,000 operating reserves. I put that in my underwrite for several reasons. One, I saw what happened, and I saw what happened when COVID hit, right? And the government shut down everything. I am aware that certain states, such as South Dakota, I do believe in South Dakota, did not shut down, but and Texas, I do believe Texas did shut down for a little bit, and then they said, hey, we're gonna open back up. So, but they did open up with restrictions, and people didn't go to work. There were, you know what happened then. Some people didn't have rent to pay, and all of that. So what I've started doing, I copied Fannie and Freddie. Fannie and Freddie was requiring a year of principal. No, was it a year of principal or a year of interest? But they were requiring a year of that they were going to hold, and I started adopting that principle to where now I will acquire a year of expense and a year of debt service. So that's what this is, right? But we could give this back. Now, although I have it to give back on month 60, we could easily get this back on month 36. Okay, we could give it back on month 36 if we have the capital. Well, really, we will have that to give back. That has nothing to do with the refund. That's when it's gonna be, so we can easily give it back. So we could actually give this back on 36. We don't have to, I usually underwrite it for just holding it for 60. Okay. But we can easily give that back on 36. Okay. This here equity split 25-75. Now, again, I have not spoken to my loan guy to see what kind of terms or stuff we could get. And also looking at the property, it has, as of, wait a minute, let me see, my rent roll. Okay, so we're looking good. So we have 1 unit that's vacant, right? Just 1. So actually, I usually look at either maybe a bridge, just depending on what we want to do, or if you say, like if we're like, okay, well, we don't really need to do a lot of renovation. Let's hold the property for 5 years or whatever, and we could probably, well, let me see, this is what, 2-point-something million. Can we, wait a minute, can we get Fannie and Freddie? I have to check with my lender. to see if but I think we can. I think it has to be is it less than 1 million? It may be less than 1 million, but we may be able to get it. So, but either way, we do have options. Either way it go, we have options. But here I did underwrite as a bridge, but again, we don't have to do that. We can run this as we could run this as a 60. I don't know nobody that's giving out 36 months IO, but we could do if we could get agency debt, then let's try to get agency debt on it and run it for 5 years. Okay. Now I underwrote this at a 5% interest. It's a smaller unit. A lot of times the interest rates are going to be higher, but I also write very conservatively. So maybe once I talk to the lender, we may be able to come down to maybe like 4.5 or maybe even 4.25. Okay. So
what's the max interest rate in this area?
well, this due to the size of it, I'm thinking it's going to be around about 5, only
But just
because
in
of the
general.
size. Huh?
Got it. In general, I was asking just
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah, only because of the size though. That's all.
Okay.
Because this is small. It's only 33 units. If it was a larger, like 100 units or greater, then I would have underwrote this at like maybe 4.5, because I know we could get less, but I always write conservatively on my underwrite. And if the numbers look good, even at a 5, and my lender come in at 4.75, that's even better for us, right?
Yeah.
That's even better for
Yeah.
us. Now, I did not know what your plan was in reference to renovation. Okay. I don't know if you want to renovate all 33 of the units, or you say, well, nah, down. I just want to renovate only half of the units, or whatever. So I just left it right now as no renovate, that all units are going to be renovated. That's what this says. All units are going to be renovated. So I just left it there. We can easily change it. We say, well, Darryl, let's take a look. But in order for us to do that, we need to really get the boots on the ground, to get out there, take a look at the units, tell us what's needed inside and outside, and then we can adjust our numbers. Because who knows, we may be able to come in at the 2.95. Who knows, right? We may be able to. So, but as of right now, like I said, I don't know what your plan is. So I just left that everything is going to be renovated and so forth. Now it's only 33 units. That's if you say, well, let's do all of them, then 33 units, that's 2 units. We could do 2 units every month, right? 2 units every month. We can knock that out. Okay. Let me see. Did I pull this is Contour. Operating statement. Yeah. Here it is, right here. I didn't do the full underwrite report. I didn't run a full underwrite report on this particular property. But wait a minute. No, I didn't do a customized or did I? No, I didn't. I just checked the zip code. That was all I did. Okay. So what I did, I just wanted to know, I wanted an idea of what rents are like in the zip code where this asset is located. Okay. So that's what I did here. And I'll share with you all of this information. I'll send you the link. That way you'll have access to it. You could pull it up at any given time and so forth. You can review it, all of that stuff. So I'll share that with you. So when I did this, I went, this looks like it's a big area, but this is only a mile from the center of where the property is located. Now, yeah, there's, as you can see, I did not cross this interstate 10, and I did not cross Interstate 35. Okay, this one property is on it's over on the east side of 281, but I let that stay simply due to the fact that it's within the same zip code as the asset. So I let it stay. But I have no problem with pulling it out. If you say down, no, take it out. I have no problem. I'll pull it right out. Okay. But these are all good here, because other than that, these are all good here. So, but just looking at the rents, I would like now. Let me say, I do not take CoStar at face value, like it's gospel, right? I don't do that, right? There's flaws in everything. There's flaws in all systems, right? So what I normally do, and I'm gonna show you. Wait, hold a minute. Let me see. 800, 144, CoStar 166. So I did take. I looked at CoStar to see what the rate is. Now, of course, this isn't going to fly. No, this is not going to fly. And why is it not going to fly? Then again, let me take that back. I take that back. It may fly. Now, and the reason why it may fly is because it's larger than the one bedrooms. If you look at the studio is 556 and this is 462. So if you were to take that rent per square foot and multiply, yeah, it is more. But look at the square footage of it. The square footage is larger. So that may fly, but I would like to check with the property manager that's familiar with this area, knows this market, so that if we could adjust the numbers. If we have to adjust them down, then we just have to adjust them down. If we could adjust them up, then we'll just adjust them up, right? We'll just do that. What else? I definitely would like to run this past the PM also, so that there may be, with this being a small 33 unit, we may be able to get away with not having payroll. It's only 33 units, right? So we may be able to get away without having payroll. I did leave $500 in just in case, but if the property manager says, yo, we don't need payroll, let's bump up, actually that could be bumped up anyway, management. So if we were to bump this up to 10 and then take payroll out, it may make the numbers look a little better. Okay, let me see. Does it look a little better? Yeah, see, it does. It looks a lot better. But I would like to really let me highlight this, because okay. But I am going to check with the I would like to check with a property manager, just to have the property manager look at their numbers and say, okay, well, this could be adjusted down or up and stuff like that. I did not send this out to JT yet for my insurance to see what he can do and where we would be. I do need to check with the tax assessor's office to see where our taxes are going to be. And I am aware that this is January of 2022, and they have not started their assessments yet. So what I normally would do, I will go back. I will look at 2021, 2020, 2019, and I'll try to see if there's a trend of how much of an increase they normally run. I have to admit, I've done that for Houston, and there was no trend. They just had a big behind jump in 2020. It was a big jump. So, but that's what I would try to do to see what the taxes are going to be. I always, in my underwrite, I always bump it up by $200 more, and so forth. Here lately, I've been coming in about close. about right on the insurance, but the taxes sometimes, it may not be at 1,300. It may be just a tad bit under or just a tad bit over. All right. So here, $400 capital reserve, because this is an old building, and I'm hoping that they did do some sort of renovations on the plumbing and electricity. And also, we got to take a look at them at the fuse boxes, because if they have that, what's that Pacific, it's called Federal Pacific. If they have Federal Pacific, they got to go. We got to replace every last one of them inside those units. All right. I did look at the cap rate, the going in market cap for this particular area came in at a 6.3. So the reversion cap is a 6.8. We exit out. All right, at a 6.8. Okay. With that being said, if we were to sell the building at the end of 5 years, you're looking at a equity proceeds of 1.1 million. Right here, the average cash on cash is coming at 7.1. I need to really try to bump that to be above 8. Investors really like more of an 8 than anything less than that. So, and I truly believe that once we get all the data that we need, the insurance, the taxes, the see if our budget expenses is accurate or not, see if we could increase rents, right? See if we really need to spend $7,000 per unit. Once we get those ironed out, then we'll know exactly where we're going to fall with this here number right here, this purchase number. Right. So, any questions in reference to Contour, what I just went over?
No immediate questions, but what I will say is, just looking back through the OM, I'm going to assume that a lot of those units were updated.
Okay.
Because this was back in 2019. And also it stated that they went through and did, they replaced the roof. Exterior paint, and they replaced the main sewer lines. So of course, we know that there's only one vacancy as of 2021 because that was the updated rent roll. So I'm assuming it's 100% occupied almost. With the maybe that one unit. Of course, I'll ask to confirm as well. I'm going to ask for the plumbing, electricity as well. Just so I can at least give you better information. But knowing that those items were taken care of in 2019, I think that also helps with the expenses.
Yep. By you saying that, I did reduce it. Oops. I did take it down from 7 to 6.
Okay.
All right. I did drop off 1,000. Because maybe all we have to do is just go in. If it was done in 2019, this was 2022. Who knows? Maybe we just go in and probably upgrade maybe some countertops or whatever. Maybe just some refrigerator, refrigerator, stove, hit the bathroom. But we could figure that out. That's
Absolutely.
Yeah, we can figure that out, right? So okay, so
no. So I'm going to get those questions answered, then I'll be able to, give you that information, and we can touch base on this property specifically.
Okay, now, and let me just run over Allena. Oops.
Okay.
Okay. So here's Allena. I see that it was renovated in 2009, according to the information that was given. And of course, it's an older building. I did put this, I put this at 5,000. Normally I put this at 6. I don't know why I did that. Normally it is at 6, but I put 5. Let me just make it 6. I won't go to 7. All right.
Okay.
I'll just make it 6. Yeah, it dropped a little bit. See if we can bring that back up. Basically, oh, hold on a second. I got to change that. Okay. Now, you probably saying, well, why did I do that? If we go bridge, then we're going to have a much higher on the closing cost simply due to the fact they are going to, we have to pay what I normally do is underwrite for a 3-1-1, right? Three year, then I underwrite for 2 1-year extensions. In the event that the market happens to shift, right? And we need to hold this property for another year or so. Okay. So we get to 3 years, the market's doing fine, we can exit out, boom, we exit out, we're gone, right? But if we get to 3 years and we see that the market is not doing well, then we can say, Daryl, let's hold this property for another year and let's evaluate it at the end of the year, because we have 2 extensions. Okay. That's why I underwrite at a 3-1-1.
3-1-1. Got it.
If we don't do bridge, then we drop it. We could drop it down. We don't need to keep it at a 5. We could drop it to a 3. Okay. So.
And when you say 3-1-1, what does the 3-1-1 stand for? Just so I can make sure I understand properly.
Yeah. 3 years, the first 3 years, and then the 1 year and 1 year extension.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So 2 and 1. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So cool. Basically, I did the same thing here with this, and I didn't change much. And this is again another small unit. See, 24 units. So again, I did 5%. With small units, it may wind up being a little higher. So just to let you know, this property here did not. The numbers to me were a little better here. Maybe because it was smaller, but. What did I do here? Let me make sure. Yeah, so 795, 975, 1000. So that's what I did not explain to you. Let me explain it to you. So how do I get these rents right here? Okay, so this side is the current rents. It's the average current rents of what they're paying. Okay, so that's
from the rent roll.
From the rent roll. Yep.
Got it.
So that's how I get that. So how did I get this? So the reason why you see these little red ticks and them numbers in there, because according to the rent roll, that is what people are paying already. $795. Okay. That was the highest that is already that they're paying already. $795, $975, $1,000, right? So what I did, now I do believe on this property I did pull. Yeah. Oh, that's a custom by the. Let me make sure. So this is the custom. Oh, I saved it. I did do the full market report. I just saved it in CoStar, so when I need to print it out, I can just print it out. So even here, what I did was, again, this is just it's a custom rent report showing for what the rents are for this property in this neighborhood. Now, one thing I did not also explain, the rent comps. These comps are comparatives to our asset, right? So I'm not going out trying to compare a 1950 with a 2021, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I wouldn't do that. So the comparatives on this asset, and also again, this looks like it's out, but actually it's not. It is within a mile, and I did stay within a mile. All right, but I want to show you. Well, you have access to all of this. You'll have access to everything, and you can go in and review it anytime you feel like it. So I did happen to pull the CoStar report. I wanted to see what. Oh, you know something? I just remembered the zip code. Yeah, the zip code may be a little wider, but the custom report that I did is within a mile, a 1 mile radius. But the numbers were not off. They were not that far off. They were actually close to each other. So, so with the zip code, I wanted to see all assets that was just like similar to this one in nature with similar amenities, stuff like that. Boom. Where are the rents? What is it? So that's where, boom, I got this right here, 940, 1196, and 1519. Now, I will, oh, I hope I didn't make a mistake here, but I will verify all of these with the property manager before we go any further, before any kind of LOI is submitted on both of these properties. Everything will be verified by property manager, by the lender, and of course by the tax assessor. So and then we'll have our plan put together on how we want to handle everything else. This here, what I did not cover on the first one, I'm gonna cover here, and then I'm gonna show you even on the other, on Contour. This is a 3.5% rent bump every year. Okay, 3.5%. I'll show you here, Contour, 3.5%. Now you're probably wondering, why is this guy using 3.5%? If we were to convert that into dollars, which we will, when we're doing our presentation to investors, we're going to convert these percentage, this percentage into dollars. I like converting them into dollars because it lets the investor know that we know that 3.5% ain't nothing. Okay, majority of the time, and I could show you majority of the time, this is nothing but $19 or $20 every single year of a rent bump right here. And I'll show you. Okay, here we go. So as you can see right here, this is the rent growth by unit, and this is the pre-rental. The post-rental is the next, is if I were to keep sliding over, you'll see that one. But if you were to take the difference, the spread between them, you'll find out that this here is a $2 spread, right? So if we were to take this here and subtract it from the current rate there, that's $2, right? And if we took it out 12 months, you'll see, let's just take it to 12 months, you'll see $2. Okay, now we actually put those zeros in there. There we go. So it's $2 and change. And if we sum it all up, it's going to come to about 25 bucks, or maybe just a little bit over. So if we were to go sum equal, and then hit this right here, okay, boom. So we got $26.50. Now, in Texas and places that I know, and even in other states, no one is bumping rent $25. People, they bumping rents $50, $100.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But again, this is just on the conservative side. I try not to go above 3.5, not unless the property manager says, Dow, yo, you could really go greater than 3.5, right? And even then, I won't go that much greater. I may hit 4. That's it. Because I don't want to take, because again, we don't know what's going to happen down the line. And I'm already, I'm reading reports. The Fed's already talking about raising interest rates in March. We already know that that inflation is already up. You and I think I know I go to the grocery store to get milk, so I know how much milk is costing now. So and gas. So we already know inflation is creeping up. But so what I do, I try to prepare for that in my underwrite. If we have to just go $25 or $26, cool. I already budgeted for that. But if we could go higher than 25, like we could go $50, then we will. With whatever the market is dictating at that time of the season, at that time of the year, then we'll be able to do it. All right. So that's the reason why it's 3.5%. I don't usually like going higher than that.
Got it. What's
But
the what's the max in the area? Because I know in California you can go up to 3%, 4%. I'm sorry. In Inglewood you can do 5.
so if you want to know if now your limitations, is that because of the government or that's
Correct.
because of your market?
The government.
Okay, so in Texas, the government is not dictating what you could do,
Got it. Okay.
right? Texas is a red state, so you.
So that's why you said people do 50, 100, because it's based off of the landlord.
Yep. All right, and whatever that market is going to support.
Got it.
So, but I like to stay as long as our numbers make sense, and as long as we know, hey, we got the IRR, we got the equity multiple, we got the cash on cash. I know we're gonna go out here, we're gonna get money. Okay.
Yeah.
Boom, done deal. Okay. Anything after that is just extra. Okay.
Yeah.
That's extra. So that's how I look at it. Let me go back to what we were talking about. So, but other than that, I really kept things about the same. He had a little higher vacancy rate on this particular asset. We had three units, 3 units that's vacant, which put this at a 12.5%. There was a great disparity between the economical loss. There is a higher economical loss here on this asset that we could easily recapture. Again, I could probably take this out right here and bump this up to 10. Okay, and now here, I would like to say maybe we could get a better control of these utilities, see if we could implement some kind of water, sewer, I know that there is a build back system. That part I already know right here, because they already indicate that. But maybe we can see how we could save on this here and still maybe increase our rubs just a little bit to where we could recapture some of the excess that's flowing out. All right. By this being 24 units, we may be able to even reduce our contract services and our make ready. All right. It may not, well, make ready, we may not be able to, because it doesn't matter whether if it's 100 units or 20 units. You got to get that unit prepared and ready for the next person. You got it. So the turnover may still be about 300, but maybe our contract services may not be 300 because smaller property, grass got to get cut. Who knows? If I'm in the area, maybe I'll cut the grass. But
understood.
Right. But I'm just, so maybe we could probably save on this a little bit. On this property and the other property, I did not reduce marketing. I believe that let's keep this. For the bigger units, it is running like 150. However, I think let's keep the market at a good level where our units are going to be full. And however, if we could bring it down a little bit, I'm always open to cutting these expenses. Always. All right. By it being an old building, yeah, I had to do a 4 or 400 on that. Okay. And here's the for this particular asset, 6.5 terminal cap is a 7. Here we have 557 after 5 years. I do believe when this is a bridge. I do believe this is a bridge. Yeah. I did do a bridge 36, 24. With the way things here, we were able to give back some money On year 3, we were able to get back some money. That's the reason why I do believe that's the reason why this is a little lower. But it's a smaller unit too. Don't so um, you can't really expect a lot, but we're gonna try to bring it up because right here, cash on cash, too low. We will never get investors to come in on this deal. It's just too low of a cash on cash, and the equity multiple is too low. But other than that, I let everything else stay 0-0 here. I could really take that probably to 3 acquisition fee. All right, and we could split that. All right, acquisition fee. But any questions in reference to this?
No immediate questions. Just really looking at it, taking it all in, and
Okay.
just understanding, your processes and how you're getting there and why. Just underwriting from this capacity is on a very different level, right? So understanding why marketing, things of that nature is important when you're underwriting a deal. So no immediate questions, but
Okay.
I know that for the other property, I had some questions to ask the seller.
Yeah.
Are there any immediate questions for this one? Because I don't think there are as many question marks for this one as there was for that one.
The only thing that whatever questions and answers that you
Same.
whatever question, yeah, for this one, because I need to know how much are we really going to have to spend. That's what
Or renovation.
that's what I really like to know. So and if you don't, like I have people that's boots on the ground there too that I can reach out to. So that's not a problem. But if you have somebody that's already there, that's good. And let's say we could just take pictures of the inside of the because he has on this one here, on this one, he got 3 units vacant.
Correct.
Right. So yeah, we need to try to get that down. We need to try to fill those 2. That's another reason why I let that advertising stay at 150, because we got to try to get that down. Now, just to show you something right quick, I know you got to go. That this 3 units, right? Let's say it needs renovating. So what we could do, we could roll this over here. All right, we could do a custom roll to where on month what is this? Yeah, month 2, because month 1 nothing usually happens. On month 2, we could hit those 3 vacant, and then you say, well, Dad, okay, so after we hit the 3 vacant, now just go ahead and break it out to 111. We could do that. And what I normally do, I take the rent roll, and I would take the lease end date, and I break it out by month. So when I'm done, there's gonna be another tab here. It's gonna say, let's say we take over in April. So it'll go from April to December. That's what it's gonna do. And it's gonna have every single lease expiration date that's gonna come up.
Okay.
All right. So we'll know, okay, this month we got three leases coming due. If we, so we need to account that. All right, well, can we hit those 3? You know what I mean? Can we get those 3 in? We may just don't renew the lease, or we shift those people into the newer units, and then we could take those 3 or however many, renovate them. Let's get them things back on the market, bump up the rents where it needs to be, and we keep right on moving.
Right.
All right. So
Understood.
that's what I'll be doing with that. But I'll get everything else. I'll get the taxes. I'll get the insurance and all of that, and I'll get with a property manager. If you know a property manager, just let me know. Say, hey, Dad, I know a property manager, and I'll be more than happy to talk with them and see if they qualify and come on board.
Absolutely. No, that makes sense. And maybe your connect may be better than mine. Again, mine was just a referral. It wasn't a real, type of relationship. We spoke a few times. And obviously this is off market. So I don't know how comfortable I will feel sharing with them this type of information without them trying to go behind my back and, try and close the deal. And
Right.
again, there's no clarity on what the real opportunity here is as of yet until
Right.
I answer those questions that you told me that I need to get answered for you.
Sounds good. So I will hold tight, but I'm
Okay.
just going to get the I am going to just get the taxes and the insurance. And other than that,
Understood.
I'll wait to hear back from you.
Okay. I'm gonna send him an email right now with these questions, and then I'm sure he'll get back to me over the weekend. Give him some time.
Sounds good. That's a winner.
Perfect.
This
Thank you.
video will be I'll send you the link to the video too,
Yes.
so that way you could go back and review
Okay.
everything that's here. Okay.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Hey, no problem. Thank you. I look
Speak
forward
to
to
you
us
soon.
working together.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Have a great day.
Bye.